Harris quickly bolted out of the room, ignoring reporters.
Fox News uses the meeting between Kamala Harris and Zelensky as a way to criticize her. Let's take a look and talk about it. Stick around to the end of the video and hear about some of Kamala's specific policy plans. Please like and subscribe to help my channel grow.
Thanks to you, Madam Vice President. Slava Ukraine.
Thank you.
President Zelensky.
Here, we're going to
Can you comment on Eric Adams, Vice President?
Joe Concha is a Fox News contributor, joins us now. Joe, based upon the optics, that does not look very presidential to me.
Trump has abruptly left multiple press conferences when faced with difficult questions, but these people would say nothing bad about optics and instead pretend like he's being strong.
Please, go ahead in the back, please.
I have two questions.
No, it's okay.
But
We'll
you
go over
pointed
here.
to me. I have two questions, Mr.
Next,
President.
next, please.
But you called on me.
I did, and you didn't respond, and now I'm calling on
Sorry, I just
the
wanted
young
to,
lady in the back, please.
I just wanted to let my colleague
Okay.
finish. But can I ask you a
Ladies and
question,
gentlemen,
please?
thank you very much. Appreciate
But
it.
you called
Thank you
on
very
me.
much.
Kamala Harris will never, ever hold a press conference or take questions from somebody she doesn't know is a staunch supporter of her.
Let's not forget when Trump told reporters things like, "Not you, your organization is terrible. I'm not going to give you a question, you are fake news." And ABC is the worst network in terms of fairness. They're very nasty.
CNN is fake news. I don't take questions from CNN. John Roberts of Fox. Let's go to a real. Let's go to a real network. John, let's go.
She's asked, how are you going to bring down costs? Well, I grew up in a middle-class family. Okay, I think we know that part by now. But, oh, by the way, I understand the ambitions and aspirations and dreams of the American people. What will you do to bring down costs? Well, I'm going to give you $25,000 if you want to buy a new home. Okay, what if I have a home? What if I, don't plan on buying a home? In other words, she doesn't have a plan.
Kamala Harris has provided a plan of policies on multiple things such as economic policies, tax policies, and healthcare. For example, the construction of 3 million new houses, a $40 billion fund for businesses building affordable housing, $25,000 down payment for first-time homebuyers, price limits for food producers, steeper punishments for price gouging, a permanent $3,600 per child tax credit, cap out-of-pocket expenses for prescription drugs at $2,000 per person per year, and work with state entities to cancel $7 billion worth of medical debt for up to 3 million Americans. Trump has also released some details of plans for policies regarding economic policies, tax policies, and energy policies. For example, reduce the corporate tax rate from 21 to 15%, implement 10% across-the-board tariffs on all imports, eliminate taxes on Social Security benefits for seniors, increase energy extraction by drilling more oil, open federal land for housing projects, eliminate regulations within the home building process, and mass deportation of immigrants.
When she's asked questions outside of her controlled environments, it never goes well. The more she speaks, the more her poll numbers come down.
Although the race remains close, Harris has been gaining ground against Trump in multiple different polls. Some polls do show Trump leading in certain states or scenarios.
Imagine her sitting down with Xi Jinping or in the Situation Room, making these really difficult decisions when she has very little foreign policy experience.
That's the big question, right? Can she sit down with a world leader like Xi Jinping, like Putin, like anybody who basically isn't giving her the questions, or at least her handlers aren't controlling the environment?
Kamala has visited 21 countries and met with over 150 world leaders since becoming vice president. She has much more foreign policy experience than Trump did when he first took office.
You want to tax unrealized capital gains. Most people think that that will actually tank the stock market.
If Harris did tax unrealized capital gains, it would only be on people who have already made incredible wealth. For example, individuals with a net worth over $100 million. This would only affect about 0.003% of the population.
You were chanting down, down with deportations. It's on tape in 2018 as a senator. Do you want to end all deportations?
This is a crazy thing to say. Kamala has actually done the opposite and emphasized a tough stance on immigration enforcement. She has said she would support bipartisan solutions to border security and immigration issues. Furthermore, one of her proposals involves hiring thousands of border agents and increasing the funding to stop human trafficking as part of immigration reform.
Ms. Harris began granting more interviews in recent days. Her media strategy has been to sit with friendly inquisitors who are not inclined to ask terribly thorny questions or press her when her responses are evasive.
Trump has been vocal about his disdain for various media entities, often labeling them as biased or adversarial. material. For example, he has historically excluded outlets like CNN and the New York Times from his press events, branding them as enemies of the people.
Is this the beginning of the left-wing media finally calling her out en masse?
And even on MSNBC, Stephanie Ruhle said she didn't answer the questions.
One of the differences between left-wing media and right-wing media is that left-wing media often calls people out within their own camp when they do or say something wrong.
With Donald Trump, we know what we have. Yep. We saw his presidency. We know exactly what he's going to do on the economy, for example, on crime, on foreign policy.
Trump was all about nationalism and bilateral relations over multinational agreements. Furthermore, Trump brought significant unpredictability onto our international commitments. While there are some benefits to these approaches, I think stability is a better option.
With Kamala Harris, we don't know. When you don't know, you can't vote for what you don't know.
A Kamala Harris presidency depends on the pressure she receives from those around her and will probably be aligned with the center of politics within America. Ultimately, she is much more stable than Trump and more likely to do things in a humane and caring way.